Mike Moore Media.
Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Lydia Craddock, and I'm here talking with you from the CTE and the Rockingham departments with the Rockingham County Public School System here in Rockingham County, North Carolina. Again, thanks so much for spending some time with us. What I'd like to chat about this morning is social media and career and technical education. Part of what I do, I work with the Rockingham County School System dealing with connecting students to work experiences and work training experiences and further education that would help them pursue their career goals. That means I'm involved in a lot of social media in an effort to connect with students and companies and educational institutions, particularly in this period of time where we've been dealing with more virtual activity than we have been dealing with face-to-face activity. But often on Facebook or Instagram or other social media, I will see memes that have a lot of truth in them, but some of them don't have a lot of truth in them. And I'd like to make sure that our listening public is aware of what's happening in the Rockingham County school system and in Rockingham County with career and technical education. One of the things that I often see is a meme that has to do with someone who has gotten a good start in a career, a technical education career, whether that may be HVAC, heating and air, whether that may be plumbing, but a trade. And they are kind of poking fun at the fact that some folks with a 4-year degree are out there in a lot of debt, and they have earned a degree that may not be something that they needed for their career. Now, there's a lot of truth in that. There is, but I want to make sure that when we think about career and technical education, and when we think about going to college, we don't think about those things as mutually exclusive. There's a tremendous amount of stuff going on in Rockingham County with our career and technical education fields. And if you're older than 50, we used to call that vocational education in high schools. But what's happening is our career and technical education programs in our high schools now are for every student. They are for students that are heading toward high school. That are heading toward a college education. They are for students that are heading to a trade credential, a licensing program. An example would be something like plumbing or an electrician or heating and air. But they are also for students that are headed directly into the workforce. I want to make sure that we don't have an us and them mentality. So let me give you some examples of what's happening in your local high schools. We have career and technical education courses that deal with personal finance. Now, if I'm headed to college to become an accountant, I certainly want to take something like personal finance. But if I'm headed straight to the job, I want to take something about personal finance that deals with how to do my taxes. It deals with how to negotiate this credit card environment. It deals with when to take out a loan and how to discern how to prioritize paying those things back. That's something that someone that is going straight to a job needs. That is certainly something that someone who is going to a college needs. College is not inexpensive. We've got to manage that money, but it is something that every student needs. So CTE is for every student. Then we also have programs such as, we have our drafting programs that are great for students that are going into the construction field directly as a job after high school, or they may be going on to college in an architectural field. The whole idea behind career and technical education is that it helps you take the skills that you are learning in your primarily academic classes and apply them directly to a career. Now, our students, the opportunities for careers today are endless. And when we enter high school, there are so many opportunities that it can be very confusing. Another reason it can be very confusing is it has changed so quickly. A parent that went to college that tries to help their student navigate entry into college is a little bit different. It has changed drastically. A parent that has not gone to college that wants to help their student navigate going to college, just the whole application process is very different. But choosing a career is challenging for our students today. We are finding that the careers that our students, when they graduate, the careers that they are going into actually have not even been thought up when they first start to school. There are students that we have that'll go into the 9th grade next year that by the time they graduate, they will be ready to start preparation for a career that wasn't even a career available in the 9th grade. So how do you help a student choose a career when you don't know what kind of careers are out there? One of the things that the Rockingham County school system is doing is starting this process in the 7th and the 8th grade. Now, in the 7th and the 8th grade, a few students know exactly what they want to be, but many students don't, and we are not asking students to choose exactly what they want to be when they are in the 7th or 8th grade. What we are trying to help them do is to find a general direction that they're going in. By helping them find a general direction that they're going in, we can help them maximize their high school time. There are so many opportunities in high school. And as I've mentioned, some of them are CTE, some of them are non-CTE. There are just tons of opportunities. For example, our students have the opportunity to, some of their CTE classes, career and technical education classes, and possibly others that they take, articulate with community college courses. That means if those students in those classes make certain grade levels, accomplish a certain amount within that class, that the community colleges have looked at those classes and say, this is the same thing that we teach in this class, so we will allow the student to have credit for that. The student also has an opportunity to do what is called dual enrollment while they are in high school. And that means that there are courses that they can take through the local community college. Our community college, of course, is Rockingham Community College. They can take courses through that college and get both high school and college credit for it. But one of the things that is going to allow the student to maximize that is to know the direction they are going in before they get into high school, because they need to make some choices that make it easier for them to take advantage of these opportunities. Another thing that talking to students in our 7th and 8th grade classes, asking them to some questions about the general direction that they want to go, it allows them to choose the high school, to make some choices in terms of the high school that they attend. We have phenomenal career and technical education courses at each and every one of our high schools. We have 4 traditional high schools, and then we have an early college high school that's on Rockingham Community College campus. All of those schools have great CTE programs and great basic education programs. But each of those schools specializes in a particular career. They have an academy or a program that specializes in certain careers. If a student in the 7th and 8th grade has a good idea on the direction that they're going, then they can choose a high school that can help them get their career training earlier. They can step up to the plate a bit earlier. Now, what I'm talking to you about today is not specifically about those academies, but I do want to make sure that I name them. We have an Arts and Design Academy at Reedsville High School. We have a Health and Science Academy that is at Moorhead High School. We have a Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math Academy that is at Dalton McMichael High School. And then we have a Public Safety Academy that involves firefighting and criminal justice and police force activities. We have that at Rockingham County High School. We also, of course, have the early college high school that really ramps up the students' opportunity to get college-level work while still in high school. And then we have the International Baccalaureate program at Reedsville High School that, again, it allows students. Now, that is a great place for students that are headed to a 4-year college to get a head start on a lot of honors courses and to step up to very rigorous work, which is going to be required at a lot of these colleges. But my conversation today is more about career and technical education and how that is for every single high school student that is in our system. As I mentioned, these career and technical education courses, whether they are drafting or whether they are auto mechanics or whether they are whether they are things like the nutrition classes that are great for someone who is going to become a registered nutrition. These courses are great for students that are 4-year college bound. But these courses are also great for the student that is credential bound. And those are folks that are looking for licensures, or they are looking for sometimes we call them diplomas, sometimes we call them certificates, but there are many jobs that don't require a degree, but they do require training after high school, and these career and technical education courses set you up well for those. And then for the student that is going straight to an entry-level position, as I've already mentioned, that personal finance course, I wish all of us as adults could go back and take that. One of the things that personal finance course does, it is closely tied to organizations that update it regularly. Credit card rules and regulations change from month to month or year to year. Investment rules and regulations change from month to month, year to year. These keep our students apprised of how they are going to have to make financial decisions when they step across that stage. That course is there for every single student. We also have we have a project where we are working jointly with Rockingham County Economic Development. This is a project, and the curriculum that they're using is the Ice House curriculum, and it is being provided through our entrepreneurship classes right now at Reedsville High School. And that is a class that works with and teaches students what the entrepreneurial mindset is about. A lot of folks think, well, why do I need an entrepreneurial mindset? I'm going to work for somebody else, or I'm going to work in a professional career. But if you think about it, the physician needs an entrepreneurial mindset if he is going to open his own medical practice. When you think about it, many of our auto mechanics, they may work for Toyota or Ford, or they may work for a company, but then they have their business on the side. The entrepreneurial mindset and this particular course that's being used also teaches things about job soft skills. Those soft skills are things that we feel like everybody learns at home, but we need to reinforce at school. And sometimes we don't learn them at home. Things like let's be on time. Things like let's get it done when it's supposed to get done. Things like let's do it right the first time. Now, each and every one of our CTE courses, CTE stands for Career and Technical Education, each and every one of those has a job skills component in it. But then this Ice House curriculum that Economic Development is offering us through our entrepreneurship programs offers more of that, a deeper look at that. What kind of skills do each of us need to be successful? Another thing that our CTE courses, Career and Technical Education courses do, there are phenomenal individuals at each high school, the career coaches and the career development coordinators. The career development coordinators work with the students, and they spend a lot of time in CTE courses working with these students to help them figure out their next steps in pursuing their career. The career coach who works with us through our local educator, Rockingham Community College, also does the same thing and helps students, particularly strong at helping students that are trying to enter the college environment and they don't have a family history. They may be the first person in their family going to college. So CTE and our high schools have tons of resources for our students. We have those college advisors that help them if they are going 4-year right from high school. We have those career coaches that are helping them if they are making choices and they are perhaps the first gen going to college. We have career development coordinators that are helping these students figure out which career fits their interest. And then we have career and technical education courses that work for all students, regardless of what direction they're going. Please talk to us if you'd like to be involved, giving us more information about your business and how we can hook you up, or have your student talk to their school counselor to access these resources. Thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate it so much.